In this video, I want to share a quick and easy to use tool that you can leverage to come up with a preliminary valuation on a business if you're planning to buy it, so that you can understand whether or not the valuation makes sense and the company itself is worth buying. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marco Palmero, founder of Ulysses, and our company helps private equity groups, search funds, advisors, any strategic buyer that wants to acquire assets in identifying business deals off market. So we source motivated sellers on their behalf in multi-million dollar business transactions so that they can focus all their time on closing deals instead of finding them. So when we generally start sourcing deals on behalf of people and we work with clients one-on-one, we bring them a lot of qualified prospects that they then start interacting with. And what happens then is they have a lot of options to choose from, and they come back to me and say, well, what should I do, Marco? How can I filter them quickly without necessarily hiring an expensive consultant that was going to help me evaluate all these deals, or just spend a lot of time evaluating them myself? Well, I found quick and easy tools that you can use online to come up with a decent enough valuation just to get a sense of what the asset might be worth based on real market insights, and then decide whether or not you want to proceed with the discussion and negotiation, and ultimately hire a consultant or an advisor to help you through the process, because this is not supposed to be a substitute for trusted advisors and people that are going to help you in quality of earnings and due diligence for assets that you want to buy. But it's more like a in-between step that you can take if you just want to get a sense of what the company might be worth and whether or not it makes sense for you to continue the discussion. Now, it's free to use, so I'm not getting anything out of it. I just feel it's quite intuitive. And the beauty of this tool that is called nimbo.net is that they have data and they provide valuations based on the data that they collected in the marketplace. So if I scroll down here, I guess my camera is not loading. Now it is. If you scroll down here, for example, in the United States, you will see that they focus primarily on small businesses below 100 employees, but they have trading multiples of companies from a lot of different macro sectors. Those are pieces of insight that they collected from past transactions, so that are actually tangible information that tangible insights that you can leverage, because they are kind of like feedback from the market. They're not just assumptions. They're not just something that an advisor pulled out of his ass. They're more like what happened in the market in the last 12, 24, 36 months. How many companies were sold? What was the trading multiple? Let's average that out and come up with these figures. So this by itself is already a pretty good data set, because it's broken down by country. So you can pick your own country if you're not in the United States and see what the multiples may look like for macro sectors. But then you can go one step further and do the valuation that they have here, which again is totally free. And as you click start here, you're going to be prompted into a window that looks like this. And I already pre-filled the questionnaire because it's a quite long process and I don't have an asset that I want to analyze with you. But as you go through it, you will get prompted and you will get asked a lot of different questions. And if you have data from the business owner already, you can plug that in and start getting a better sense of what the business might be worth. And so here in the beginning, they will, of course, ask you where the company is located, size, the sector, how related is this particular sector that you selected to the actual business and what they actually do. And then it will start probing you for a lot of questions that generally would be industry specific, but also company specific, like the ownership structure, how much the owner is involved in the business, growth, staff, cash flow, and all these things. And the beauty of it is that at the end, they will also ask you for financial information. So if you have that, you can plug that in and you can be more specific than what I included here. This is just a sample. But as you can see, it's a quite extensive questionnaire that they go through and that you can compile for the type of asset that you are evaluating. Now, what will then happen here is that you can name the project and plug in your email to request the report. Now, there are of course, some paid options, but you can go for the free version. That is going to provide you some initial insight on the business that are more than good enough, I'd say. And as you confirm that, you will receive an email in the next 60 minutes. Actually, the confirmation window that you're going to see is this one. If so, they say if you don't get a report in 60 minutes, contact them. What I noticed is that is if you don't get a report, it's just easier for you to fill that out again. But generally speaking, in 30 minutes, you will get your report, maybe less than that. And the report will look something like this. I'm opening up one sample that I created for you. As you can see, it says that the reduced the content is reduced because we're on the free plan, and you can upgrade for $95 to get the complete report. But no need for you to do that. As you can see, if I scroll down, it shares the initial valuation and a spectrum of valuation, which is good because it gives you kind of like a range of what that business might be trading at based on the data that you pulled in. And as you scroll down, you will see that they put in an analysis of the data of the financials that you gave them, and then some more analysis based on the market, the trading multiples, and all these things. There will also be specifics for the business and adjusted based on nimble value drivers and all these sorts of things. As you can see, there's quite a lot of data in here. Of course, some of it is blurred because we're on the free version, but you can get more than enough info to begin with the free package, and then decide whether you want to upgrade to maybe see a little bit more information if the company ends up being something that you would want to consider going forward, right? And again, this is not a substitute for trusted advisors and people that are going to help you in evaluating a deal and making sure you can buy the right asset. It's just an initial first step that you can take if you want to do something on your own and maybe filter 20, 30 opportunities. Sometimes we have people that work with us and they say source deals for us. We bring them a lot of deals, and since they don't have a team, maybe it's the first time they buy a business, they need to go through them by themselves. This can help them in going through the deals, plugging that information in, and see what results come out, and then confront them, kind of like compare them. And that's quite useful. Because it's a quick and easy way to collect data and summarize data and ultimately come up with a decent idea of what the company might be worth and whether or not it's a deal for you to pursue that opportunity. So this is not part of what we do specifically. It's just an additional thing that I thought I would share for people that might have assets that they want to buy and they don't have expertise, or they don't want to hire an expensive advisor to evaluate that, but they just want to get a sense of what the company might be worth. You can use these tools. They're quite useful. And if you're looking for somebody to source deals on your behalf, that is where we can really be of help, because most of the people that come to us want us to take the origination process off their shoulders and say, Marco, just find me the multi-million-dollar opportunities so I can focus all my attention on closing the good ones that you bring to my attention. So we focus on a process that is, origination of deals, qualification, and then booking appointments for you. And that is how we help private equity groups, search funds, investment firms, even advisors in sourcing deals so that they can close more transactions and ultimately, acquire multi-million-dollar opportunities. This is something that will apply to you if maybe you're doing things on your own or first time you're buying a business. If you want to check out more about how our process works for sourcing deals, that will be available below as a one-pager that you can download. This is an additional tool that you can use by yourself to kind of like understand the value of any asset that you stumble across, and then ultimately make a decision on whether or not you want to pursue that opportunity. So use that for your own benefit. And if you're interested in getting experienced support and an M&A partner that can support you in finding deals, sourcing off-market opportunities that are exclusive and proprietary to you, then check the link below. There will be a link to book a call with one of our team members so that we can understand what your situation is, whether we can help, because you might not qualify for what we do. But if you do, and if we have slots available, we're generally quite booked. We can take on your engagement in start originating deals through a system that has been proven and it works globally, across countries, across geographies, across sectors, and it has delivered multi-million-dollar deals to a lot of companies. So check the link down below. Hope you find this tool helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.